Hello everybody, I'm DVG Donny and I like to tell you a truth on one sentence that a lot of people keep repeating, I think, without really know what is the meaning of these sentences. Let's work the meninges. That is the sentence, and after I'm gonna tell you how the brain works and how the perceptions we have about life can really influence the brain and influence our body and influence our self, our life. Okay, first let's work the meninges. The first thing that comes up into your mind when you hear meninges is brain. What is brain? Is that matter we get into our head. It is like a nut, and being like a nut, is covered by a coquille, the skull. That is not all. Inside, after the skull, inside, there is some fine lines that cover so the brain. These lines are the meninges, and they are the same lines we have that cover our spinal cord too. So please guys, stop that nonsense. Meninges are just there to cover the brain and the spinal cord. Okay, now how the brain works. First of all, the brain is receptive about everything that across one of our sense organ to reach him. Talking about sense organ, I'm talking about the tongue, the skin, eye, ear, nose. Okay, when I hear, by example, the word Eldo. Eldo is my grandbrother. Every time I hear Eldo, the sound across my ear get into my brain, and there is a part of brain that take charge of sound, other for the taste, the smells, and when the sound get into the brain, it takes one road among the neuron be driven by the electrical signals and chemical substances through neuron and synapse. Anytime I see that word, it takes one road. First time I hear it, it takes that road. Second time, the same. Third time, the same. Every single time I hear that sound, it will take the same road, and it tends to dig that road day after day work. It tends to dig that road. Now take it like a life scenario that make you have one kind of emotion. Absolutely. When I hear Eldo every time, I feel good. I feel happy. I feel happiness. I feel joy. I feel abundant. I feel higher. Eldo and me is another story. let us the way we are. Okay, it's the same. So if I keep rehearsing, recalling that scenario that I take Eldo for, if I keep recalling a lot of time, most often that the scenario to come in my brain and to feed my whole body from that goodness I feel from this emotion I have about Eldo. It will be one of my predicting future that I will live. Talking about life scenario, it will be one of my life scenario to live in future, and that is sure we're gonna get it. Nothing can handle it. Nothing. It will be him and me, and we're gonna enjoy, really enjoy that time in family. Yes. Now another way, imagine around you around you there is something or someone that make you feel anyway shame, pain, or I don't know. No matter what, he makes you feel anyway bad, and every time you keep wondering, but how can he make it for me? How can he make me feel so? I don't understand. I like to understand every time, and you keep rehearsing that scenario. Once once you already have one kind of emotion about one life scenario, the brain recognizes it. The second time you rehearse the same scenario, it will lead to the same emotion. It will make you feel exactly what you feel, what you feel the first time you embrace that scenario. And every time that scenario will take one road among your neuron into your brain, the same road, every time the same road, like my elder case, it will tend to dig that road and see that like a life scenario that make you feel anyway one that make you have one emotional reaction. It will dig that road still, and it will tend to give your brain and your body a rush of energy. It's the same case, whether it's a good emotion or bad emotion, it will tend to give the brain and the body a rush of energy, and to addict you. That rush of energy will addict you about it, about that kind of emotion you have about one scenario of life. Because and that is one side of the perceptions we have about life, because we learn perception too. First, perception come from genetic. They are genetic heritage, and the second part is we learn perception. By example, the first case, we have our perception from genetic. Yes, you cannot you cannot even you cannot teach a baby how to pull out his hand from the fire. No, instinctively he gonna do it. And there's kind of perception we learn. Most often they can be right, and the same way they can be wrong. But get sure we all born with a good in us. But the outside world tend to teach us, and get sure there are somebody who are really aware of this but want to to pursue in some kind of addictions, because they know really that that is bad, but they like to 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 teach it to you, to teach you the bad. That is why I every time say to my family, my friend, pay close attention to who you are talking with, to what you hear, listen, and keep into your brain. Me, I hear all. I hear everything, but I don't keep everything in my mind. I hear everything, but I don't, I don't, I'm not really close with everything. I'm open mind, but I don't listen everything. That is just a bracket. And the perception we learn, I'm gonna give one example about myself. Somebody once told me that the color, that color, the white, is not color. What did he mean? I don't know. I just told him back that day, thank you for the message. What I know and what everybody can say about color, everybody that know the truth can say, is the white color is the sum. It is the sum of every single other color in this world. How do you explain the event of the rainbow that can show itself up in the sky, in the sky sometime? How? I'm gonna tell you this too. The brain, I say brain, the rainbow is just the outcome of the decomposition of the white light. Full stop. Full stop. And that is why it is so difficult to change our perception, because you learn one perception from since you were a child, and you keep living with that perception, with that belief, and that belief lead to one kind of behavior you have, and you keep that since you were a child till now. Maybe you are, I don't know, you are 30, or I don't know, 30 years old maybe, or 25 years old maybe. 30 is the is is a level where it becomes really hard and difficult to change perception. 25, it will be very hard, but you can with commitment and determination, you can change it. You can rewrite this perception. Now, it is really difficult to change the perception, because a lot of years ago you start living with that perception, and now your body, your brain, in a whole different program that about what you can say now. I'm tired about that. It make me feel good, or feel pain, or feel shame. I want to change it. Well, you can say it, but your brain and your body are in a whole different program. The body will say you, but well, you did it. You was doing that. That since you were a child. Now you are, I don't know, 28 years old, and you want to want to change it into easier. I want to stay in my familiar territory, because when you become aware of that maybe sadness because Every time you feel one bad emotion, your brain check in your body and give you and show you that scenario, or one scenario that make you feel that way. If you have a if you have a fearful thought, your brain, your if you have a fearful thought, yes, you are gonna feel anxiety. And when you feel anxiety, your brain checking your whole body and say, well guy, you were really pretty anxious, so let you bring you back one kind of scenario that make you feel that way. The thing is, teach your body emotionally. That is self-control. Is not egoism. Is not egoism. Is not egocentrism. Is self-love. Self-love is, it leads to self-respect. It leads to self-control. It leads to self-discipline. There's there's four concepts are working still together. Control yourself. Learn how to cancel or to shorten the emotional reaction you have on the out on your out the the outer world. Because let me tell you, the stronger, no matter good or bad, the stronger the emotional reaction you have on someone or something, the higher the emotional quotient. The more you pay attention to the cause, the moment the brain put all its attention on the cause, it takes a snapshot. That is called a memory. So long-term memory are created from there's a life scenario that gave you a really deep emotion, no matter good or bad. And it will happen to ask somebody, but why are you in the mood? Why are you in the mood? Okay, if you keep one kind of emotional reaction going on for hours and days, that is called a mood. And somebody gonna ask, why are you in the mood? Well, I have that thing happen to me 5 days ago, and I have one long emotional reaction. If you keep the same emotional reaction going on for weeks and months, that is temperament. Why is he bitter? I don't know. Let's ask him, why are you bitter? Well, I have that thing happen to me 9 months ago, and it was a very long emotional reaction that I feel. If you keep the same emotional reaction going on for years and on end, that become like a program, and you can even predict it because it's done unconsciously. You can even predict it. It become an unconscious habit, and that is a personality trait. It is important to have that self-control. We are human. We need to live among human, and living among human, there is something called respect, something called courtesy. You cannot tell anybody you don't have to do this, you must do this that way. If he feel good doing anything, let him do it. Finish. It's not your problem. I thank God in my family we do things differently. Thank you, daddy. Thank you, mom. I say what I said you what I know. I share it with you. Who get here, make them here. Goodbye.